Thomas.
See you later on, Thomas.
You'll appreciate this, Charlie. I was out on the bike yesterday and I'm a sort of relatively new cyclist and I forgot when there's flooding on roads, particularly rural lanes, you get very big puddles to go through. My feet by the end of it were like blocks of ice because I was having to puddle through all these flooded lanes.
Yes. What were you wearing on your feet?
Like little trainers.
And did you have
I don't have the gear.
Did you have the big kind of muddy mess up your back?
Yeah, everything was soaking. It was all a bit undignified.
Oh, but he felt good for it though, right?
Ish.
Did you?
Sort of.
Waterproof
By the end,
trousers?
it was just a case of perseverance and getting through it.
Well done, well done. 18 minutes past 6 time now. We're going to have a look at the front pages now. So,
1 in 10 adults, that is, in England who've been vaccinated, which is an extraordinary figure at this stage.
It was one of those days yesterday, and we're going to talk more about that. Worth saying, in fact, as usual this morning, we've got a panel of experts. You'll know that we often do this Saturday morning. So it's 9:15 this morning we're doing that. So if you've got questions you'd like to ask, maybe things that have come to mind because of some of the announcements yesterday to do with the new strains, how they're affected, the vaccine rollout, any of those things, do let us know this morning because we will try and get some answers for you. I have no shame. I've got no shame in. I know we just saw this a second ago, but I love this as a still as well. And you may well have already seen the story. This is the dog.
And the average age of any album in the top 20 being streamed at the moment is 8 years old, which means basically there's a load of old music being streamed. In this year's top 20, Fleetwood Mac's Rumours.
Really?
It's
Well, that's
properly
more than 8
your
years
era.
old.
1977. Queen's Greatest Hits, ABBA Gold, Oasis's What's the Story, Morning Glory. None of it very imaginative.
Do you think it's the equivalent of comfort food?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would probably go to one or two of those, I must confess.
Can I add to the mix? I haven't got anything to hold up here, but I did notice earlier, and I always have a little glance at the birthday pages to see whose birthday it is. Speaking of old classics, I say that cautiously, I don't mean the man, the individual, as in old classic music. Neil Diamond. It was his birthday today.
How old?
80 years old.
No.
80 years old, the great Neil Diamond.
Happy birthday, Neil.
He's not the only one who's had a birthday. Is he, Rachel?
No. I mean, they do come along every year, don't they? They are an unavoidable fact.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
And a rare day off, which
Happy
was nice.
birthday.
Thank you. 6:21. Now, our next story is one of hope and courage and one man's determination to do something positive to help him get through an extremely harrowing experience.
It was just 5 months ago that ambulance call handler Sean Ash was diagnosed with a very rare condition that paralysed him from the waist down.
After months of physical therapy, Sean has managed to walk a full mile to raise money for the London Ambulance Service. Ben Bland reports. I love that it was allowed to just do that, you know, that it was allowed to just wander out the house. Just going, see you later.
Well, apparently it didn't cause any
Sit
problem
outside
at the
the
hospital.
hospital. No, why
It's just
not?
there.
Yeah.
It's good. 11 minutes past 7 is the time now. So Thomas has got to the weather for us this morning. We've had a bit of everything this week, haven't we? Because, here in the northwest, there was sunshine and sleet, sort of all within one day.
All the talk about lockdown restrictions, fair to say, is incredibly cautious at this stage, isn't it? And it's going to be very piecemeal as and when it comes, by all accounts.
Yeah, well, let's focus in for a few minutes on what Rachel was mentioning a moment ago about the vaccination programme itself. What we do know, and this is for sure, is that a record number of people were given the coronavirus vaccine yesterday as the NHS scales up its drive to vaccinate. You remember that target, 15 million people by mid-February.
Still possible, Mike was saying. More than 400,000